So we're going to start this off, as always. This is going to be uncrewed, by the way, with... it really doesn't make sense with, especially if you have life support mods and have to worry about radiation and stuff, to send crews out to the asteroid. We're going to get the asteroid and bring it to us, and then we're going to send some crew out to collect science and stuff from it. So this is simply going to be an asteroid retriever. So I'm going to start with this. Right away, I'm going to put on, before I forget, my KOS probe core thingy and put in my boot file and up the disk space a little bit. And then we're going to surround that with a 1.25 meter Duberdob like that. And I now have unlocked those grabber units. I think they're under coupling, aren't they? Yes. And there are two grabber units. There's the junior one, which looks like this. Arm it. A little claw. And then we got the big one, which looks like that. And again, we can arm it look like that. I'm going to use the big one. And if I think... the restock mod has definitely retextured. I don't think they look like this in stock. It's been so long since I've used them, though. I'm honestly not 100% sure. Okay, and let's see. We'll throw in, just to fill in this space, a couple of batteries. Said 200s. Really? You're not going to go onto the small thing like I want you to. You will if I do this. There we go. Put in a couple of those as well. Slinging around the asteroid is going to be tricky. So what I'm going to do is grab me a couple of the advanced inline stabilizers, the reaction wheels. In fact, I'm going to grab, I think I said a couple. I'm going to grab 2 of them. And I'm going to disable them for now because this will be too much. Toggle the torque off. But once we're hooked onto the asteroid, this should hopefully help us, along with RCS, to sort of sling that asteroid about. And the other thing I'm thinking about is thermal. And I'm looking at these small radiator panels. And I actually have no idea. It's been so long since I've done this mission. Well, I can put 6 of them around here. I'm going to put 6 of these thermal panels around here, these radiators around here, because I plan on aerobraking this asteroid into Kerbin orbit, and because that's going to save me a whole lot of fuel. And the asteroid does generate a lot of heat. I remember the first time I ever did this, I thought the asteroid would make a great heat shield. It does not. It just generates a ton of heat, and then the heat goes into the vessel, and then the vessel exploded on me. I'm hoping that this will help with that. Now, it's entirely possible. That was so long ago, KSP may have changed its thermal models so that the heat, I don't know. So I don't know if these are necessary. I don't know if there'll be enough. I don't know. So it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, what else are we going to need on this thing? I did make myself a little bit of a list. Oh, I know what I need. This is going to be my first vessel that is going to go outside of Kerbin's SOI and then come back. I've had lots of probes going to different places, but none of them have ever come back. So what I'm going to do is put on here a Science Junior. Let's rotate it this way. Hitting the wrong button. This way. There we go. A Science Junior to collect a materials bay. And then I'm going to also put on a mystery goo. And I got this inline mystery goo, which is only a 0.625 meter part, coming from the Restock Plus mod. Exactly the same as the regular mystery goo, but I kind of like it. So what I'm going to do is get another one of these little service bays. Open that up. Chuck that in there. And I'm hoping I'm into something that will do what I need it to do. So what I need to do now is actually propel this thing. And it's going to have to push a lot. I got myself a little chart that I put on my spreadsheet quite some time ago. I have no idea if it's still accurate, but I do have, beside Type 3 asteroid, the 90 tons I have for the mass of it. That might be a maximum mass, I don't really know, but 90 tons is quite a lot to slug around. And to model that, I do have, if I look here under utility, I had a mod here that adds what are called utility weights. These are really handy. I gotta stick it on here somewhere. It won't stick on the claw. Why don't I get a cubic octagonal strut? And we'll stick this onto here. And I can adjust the mass of this thing. So right now it only weighs 1 ton. It's now 2 tons, 5 tons, 10 tons, 20 tons, 50 tons, 100 tons. That's too much. I want it to be 90 tons to simulate an asteroid. So let's dial it back to 50. Then I'll copy it. There's another 50 ton one. Let's dial that one down to 20. So now that's 70 tons. And then another 20, so that's 20, 20, and 50, that's 90 tons. So that'll simulate the weight of an asteroid for my Delta V collection, or calculations for Delta V. Clearly the asteroid's not going to be stuck to the side, but Delta V doesn't care about that. Okay, let's get some fuel on here. And I think I'm going to go nuclear for this one. I'm sure people are disappointed, and I think I'm going to need to go big. So we're going to find here, let's see, is this? Yeah, that goes from 1.25 to 1.875. Oh wait, or do I have, no, I got this. Oh wait, or I got this. Oh, that looks good. That goes to 2.5. And now, and I'm going to configure these, let's see, I think, let's get an engine under it. I don't think I was looking at my engines. I need something that has a lot of ignitions, right, and a lot of thrust. Like, for instance, if I have the mainsail, that provides a lot of thrust, a ton of thrust, in fact, but pretty poor vacuum Delta V, but even more disastrous, only one ignition, and this thing's going to have to do a lot of work. So I need something with a lot of ignitions. Even if I get down to, like, the Bobcat, it only has one ignition. So I have to get down to like an orbital engine like the Poodle to get a ton of ignitions. The Poodle has 14 ignitions and I can upgrade it for more, but now my thrust is pretty low and I don't even have it anywhere near the Delta V I need. So I think I'm going to need to go nuclear. And I do have the LV, let's get this, the LV-N410 Cherenkov. I don't know why I have so much trouble with that. Nuclear engine, which is a scaled up version of the Nerve nuclear engine that comes from stock. That's again coming from the Restock mod. It's just this thing dialed up, I think, 4 times is really what it is. This guy here has 60 kilonewtons of thrust. This guy here has 300 kilonewtons of thrust, so a little more than 4 times. You can achieve much the same thing with an engine plate and stacking a bunch of these together. I think I get a little bit better of a thrust to weight ratio with this. So I'm gonna go with this. This is gonna be it. But I've got nowhere near the Delta V I need. Now, one of the things is nuclear engine doesn't need oxidizer, so we're gonna edit the tanks. This is using the tank configurator mod. We're gonna take out all that stuff and we're gonna make this simply, I think they call it liquid chemicals for liquid fuel. Yep. And we're going to go maxing that and add that in. There we go. And we're going to add in liquid fuel like that. And then this one, can do the same thing. Edit that tank. Take that out. Liquid chemicals. I think that's the right choice. Yeah, I don't want LFO. I think that's the right choice. Max, add that in. I always say max, but I still got to put it in there. There we go. 500, still not nearly enough, but so I think what I need is, let's put in like the, I still call this the orange fuel can. Oh, that's not the one I want. This one, the Jumbo 64, which is not orange anymore, but I still call it the orange one. Scroll that up. Put that there. I also got to get the oxidizer out of this. Edit tanks, doinky doink, liquid chemicals, max, add it. Liquid fuel. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I see. And then you can switch this to monopropellant or oxidizer in separate tanks. I see how this works. Close that. So I put it in there. Okay. Now we're up into around 2472, and that is with an asteroid connected to it. If I take the asteroid off, it's now up like 9,230. So I think this is going to be in the kind of ballpark I'm talking about. We got a thrust to weight of 0.54. So I went and did some figuring and some math. It's really hard to plan for these asteroid recovery missions, I find, but by my estimation, it would take me about 1,500 meters per second of delta V to get out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to reduce this by, let's see, this is 93 minus 15 would be 78. 7,800, so I'm going to go down to about 7,800. Oh, that's pretty darn close. So I figured that's as much fuel as I'll use to get out there. And now I'm going to put the asteroid on it. I rendezvous with the asteroid, and I still have 1,927. And as a complete guess, I figure I need about 1,600 meters per second to get back. Well, I guess it's better too big than too small. So this might be getting pretty close to the kind of thing I'm looking at. Okay, I think I'm closing in on it. I got to obviously consider some more things. I got to put a fairing around this. I'm just noticing that. Let's get a 1.875 meter fairing. That'll work, right? I can just do that and go up. Yeah, I'm not gonna build it right now. There, and why not use some drop tanks? That's not a bad idea. Oh, I know why I don't want it. Anna's asking, why not use some drop tanks? Because I want this thing to be reusable. I'm not going to lose this thing. It's going to stay hooked to the asteroid. I plan on recovering the asteroid, so this will still be connected to it. And what I'm hoping to do is connect to it and refuel it at some point in the future, which kind of reminds me, another thing this is going to need is a docking port. If I stick on, can I stick a clampetron right here? Does that look silly? I don't think that looks silly. No. I think that's pretty good. But it is time, I think. Here, let's keep my asteroid nearby. I think I need to start thinking about all kinds of gizmos like science or collecting. What kind of science do I got the materials. Maybe I'll stick with just the materials bay and the goo. I think so. Might make, well, no, we're going to do what we're going to do. Now, the materials bay, if I turn it on, uses 2.20, just up the amount of electrical consumption to 2.20. Though it'll only run for, how long does the materials bay run for? It runs for only 10 minutes. Oh, that's the goo, sorry. Runs for 20 minutes. Okay. 2.20, and then if I turn on the goo, what does this go up to? This goes up to 2.40. So let's take a look at some solar panels. I could probably just use these. These are 1.6 each. Why not? Just stick them maybe here. I'm a little worried I'm a little close to that docking port. Oh wait, what about down, lower down? Right here. I think that'll work. And that will generate the electricity that I need. Okay, let's turn this stuff off. So we will turn that off and not count its electricity. So I think that will cover it for electrical generation. What about battery storage? So I turn these off because we'll just run them when we're in the full sunlight. With those off, it will last for 1 hour and 23 minutes without batteries. That's probably not terrible. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to get a bunch of these. Definitely app this. What if I just did that? 2 hours and 37 minutes it'll run. That's fine. Oh, okay. It needs to also communication. I need to think about, but it doesn't need to transmit anything. Nope. In fact, I just realized too. Let's take these off. Let's take the science off of that probe. So that science has all been done in around the planet. And we'll put these back. So electricity, I'm just going to put on a couple of communitrons. I'm sure that'll be fine. There we go. I don't think we need anything major. We'll sneak them in here. Take these out again. See if we can do this. So put them up like four-way symmetry. We'll have 4 of them. Flip them over. Maybe about there. And then we'll use this to rotate. Let's extend, oh, sorry. Let's extend them. And I know that's, but then what we can do is, oh my gosh, come on. Rotate this. There we go. I can rotate these like this. So they can sort of sneak out. And then when I retract, will the doors close? Happy with that. Now put these batteries back. A little crowded, but I don't mind crowded. Are asteroids a biome or situation? I actually don't know. I know you can do an asteroid sample, and I know you can do an EVA report, I'm pretty sure, around an asteroid. But I'm not sure what it considers that. That's a very good question. Okay, let's start going down my checklist, because I think I'm kind of closing in. I'm a little surprised I'm closing in on this as quickly as I thought I was going to. Let's see. Probe. So fine print, I don't have a contract. Control. Oh, I want to get another set of reaction wheels in here. I put 2 up at the top without any, with having to toggle the torque off. But let's put these 2 on here and keep that one on. So that can be for, oh, RCS, for goodness sakes. We need RCS for sure. Okay, KOS has been taken care of. Probe's been configured. Science, I think, is good. Power generation is good. Storage is good. Antenna strength and speed is good. Data's kind of irrelevant. It's going to just be collecting samples. Propulsion is fine. RCS. We definitely going to need some RCS to maneuver or dock, connect to our asteroid, but then also to maybe even help maneuver it around. So we got the Stratus 5s. I like these. I don't know when it stopped just giving me... Oh, it's got 80 kilograms of resources, and this one has 30 kilograms of resources. What I'm thinking, these are smaller. Oops, I lost it. I think they might look good just like this. I'm on 8-way symmetry. Oh, for goodness sakes. There we go. That's what I'm thinking. Tuck these in. Oh, why are they... Oh, that's the door for the... I see it. That's the door. It's clipping into the door. We can fix that by simply flipping the solar panels the other way around. Certainly don't want 8-way solar panels. There we go. Door goes the other way. I think that looks fine. And how much monopropellant does that give me? Look down at resources down here at the bottom. I have 60 units of monopropellant. I think that should be okay. It's not going to have to do a huge ton. What do the Stratus 5s look like? Maybe this. Let's try the Stratus 5, see what that looks like. Maybe 6-way symmetry. That gives me 120. Let's go with these. This is a little more. The nice thing about when you build something as big as this is the mass of adding on all of these other things just really isn't that important of a consideration. Okay. And we need thruster blocks. And what I was thinking, thruster blocks, is using the big ones and really putting quite a lot of them down here. Because I'm thinking slinging around 90 tons of asteroid, having these guys way out here to provide some torque might not be a bad plan. Now I'm also going to need to do some docking, or not docking, but connecting to the asteroid. And that's going to be after losing, what did I say, about 1,400. So if I get this down, I should really check this delta V again, make sure this is still good. But, oh, this is still low, that's why. Ah, it makes sense. Okay. So it starts about 89, and then we're going to lose about 14, so that's going to be 75-ish. This will be about the state when it gets there. Okay, let's put on some more thruster blocks. But what I'm thinking, putting these, yeah, I won't need this many. Let's get on RCS Build Aid. Try and balance this. So I don't want as many here because what I'm thinking is once we're docked with the asteroid, I'll turn these forward ones off. I got a new plan, a new idea that's much smarter. We're going to put on 4 of them down here. Like so. We're going to balance it with 4 up here. That is 0.014 kilonewton meters of torque. That's pretty balanced there, especially the fact that I'm guessing. And then what we'll do as well is, here we can turn this off now, is we will simply put 4 more of these down here. And then the idea is these ones start disabled. Do I have the ability to disable it? I'll just turn the thrust limiter right off. So these ones are disabled, these ones are not, and then that will be for the dock. And then once I am docked with the asteroid or connected to the asteroid, we'll enable these ones and disable these ones. And that will hopefully help us kind of be able to finagle said asteroid to where we want it to be. See, moving those is a bad idea considering I just balanced those, but I can move the other ones there. Alright, and with these ones, we'll get into the actuator toggles and we'll disable the yaw, pitch, and the roll because all I'm going to use them for is lateral translation. That should have done all of them, right? Yeah. And then these ones will keep the yaw, pitch, and roll because we will be using it for yaw, pitching, and rolling. Okay, I think... Okay, let's check delta V one more time, make sure everything's making sense. So, we have 8,858. I'm figuring about 1,400, so if I subtract off, that will get me down to about 74. So let's go down to about 74. We now dock with the asteroid. Where's my asteroid? There we are. Not 4 asteroids, 1 asteroid. My delta V goes down to 1904, and I'm guessing about 1600 will get me into an orbit about the moon, and I think I'm being generous with that, so I think this is a thing. Okay. Alright, we got RCS and propellant. Parachutes are irrelevant. Thermal protection I actually put on. Lights! Of course, lights. Lights. Lights, 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 lights. So I'm going to put blinky lights. We are going to put blinky lights down here. 4 of them. Blink on half-second intervals. And just tweak it a bit towards the amber. And then we'll just copy those. Same thing up here. You know what? Same thing in the middle. Just, I got a feeling this thing, more lights the better. It's pretty big. We'll put a double set of these down here. Like so. Alright, and then we will want to light up this whole top business here. So I do have the little spotty spotlights. About there. And let's play with the pitch. Pitch them up. Turn them on. I think that'll work. They're pitched up as high as they'll go. And then actually, finally, what I really am fine with that. Oh, let's turn them off again. Is how about some actual spots up at the top? Like right at the top. Can I get, yeah, right in here. How about three-way, am I on 6-way symmetry here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so let's go 3-way symmetry with these, not 6. And then we'll spin them around. And then we'll just tweakify them a little bit. And these can be just some spots to light up the spot. Actually, the angle's probably fine. Let's just slide them upwards so they're above the, like that. And that one's covering my flag. Can't have that. So I just gotta grab and put them on the others. Oh, there's one on that side too. Okay. Never mind. And then that will light up the asteroid as we approach it. I think that will be, I think that'll be groovy. And we still got a thrust to weight here. Put the fuel back in. 0.53, which to me is super. All of these are just liquid fuel only. Yeah, I'm thinking that's good. Upgrades. Upgrades. Let upgrade that engine. The engine right now has 15 ignitions. We're going to be doing a lot with it, so we're going to upgrade that to a high quality. It now has 27 ignitions. Thrust to weight ratio is fine. Fairings. Let's click on these fairings here. Clamshell deploy. We'll go up to 4 sides because it won't be too big. And yep. Okay. We're really getting into the tweaks now. Let's get into action groups. On the 5 action group, we'll be deploying this fairing. And then we can take this fairing out of the staging diagram. On the 0 action group, or 10 action group, we will be deploying all of our various deployables. Actually, now that I think about it, remove the symmetry on that and just do one of them. Toggle that solar panel and toggle these antenna and toggle these doors. Okay. That's good for now. Okay, let's close everything up. Tract. Tract. Close. Close. Okay. And let's build a fairing here. And then's going to be the real fun part. Can I get this thing into an orbit? And that is a question that needs to be answered, doesn't it? Because this is going to be a thing. Okay. Oh, I should play... What kind of textures do I got here? Got orange. Oh, like some metal texture. I like... That one's... Why would... Like, this looks like it's built out of bricks. What's that about? Let's make it silver. Silver. Oh, does this one not have a silver option? Okay, you're just going to be white then. Let's go with that. Are there textures on the engine? There are. Oh, it just... Okay, that's all that does. All right, and this is going to be... I'm just going to call this the Arm 1. Rather than doing my normal thing of naming it after probe bodies and stuff, I'm naming it after its function. All right, fairing deploy has been taken care of. I am down now to staging. Let's get rid of our checklist. That is not what I want. This one, okay. Yeah, I think we need to get this guy into orbit. How much mass are we talking about? We are talking almost 60 tons. And I have, beyond a doubt, no booster. We're going to be building something from scratch here, folks. If I arrange these by mass, my biggest one to date can lift 19.5 tons. So we're going to have to go bigger. And I'm not disappointed. I've not gone big enough. It's time to go bigger. So the first is to build, let's build the upper stage for this. So we're going to go back to here, get a decoupler. And I want the 1.25 meter decoupler. Let's arrange these by name. That one. Okay, that's the one I want. Well, that's a stack separator. I don't know. Decoupler. 18. There's the one I'm looking for. So that's for that. And then I want to build something that really at this end only has about 1,000 meters per second. And its job is simply to push this business into orbit. So let's get just a tank. We're just going to do this with regular old and probably a 2.5 meter tank. And will a poodle be enough? I can't imagine it is. No, that's not nearly enough thrust. I don't even know if that's enough fuel. What will a mainsail do for me up here? That's a lot of thrust, way too much, so we can work our way down from there. The skipper. That's, but not enough. Oh, wow. How much thrust is this? This is about 15 kilonewtons in a vacuum, 1500. This one's 650. It's 960. I might have to go with a mainsail. Okay, we need a bigger, we might need to go 3.5. Do I have 3.5 meter parts? 3.7, I do not. My biggest parts are those. Ah, shoot. Okay. I do not have big parts. That is 894. I think I'm gonna live with this for an upper stage. I don't, because I think if I got into the mainsail, I think it's just too much. It's not quite that's way too much thrust. Well, I do have the skiff engine. All right, let's get back to engines. I think the skiff might be better. engines. Skiff did really well. Oh, that's no good. That's only 55. 260. Okay, it is the skipper engine. Yeah, okay. Alright, so then we're going to have to do some radially stuff to this. So, let's see. Get out radial decouplers. Don't really have a lot of choices. So, don't have big rocket parts. I'm going to go with 2 here. And so now this is going to be multi-staging. Multi-staging. That is probably my biggest fuel tank, right? Yep. Like that, and we'll be putting mainsails on the bottom of this. I can smell that coming. So that is plenty of thrust. Let's get some more on here. So what I think I'm gonna do. How many ignitions are on this dude? Oh my gosh, the skipper only has 1 ignition. Okay, so we're gonna up the quality of that. Okay. Not gonna use asparagus between these two. It doesn't add much anyway. But okay. Might already be a little too... Might have to go smaller. There. Okay, that's a lot of thrust, so let's put a bigger one on top of that. That's still a lot of thrust. Let's get some of those slanty cans like that. I think I can get away with more. Sorry, I'm going back and forth between ideas. Mainsail again. It's really the thrust I'm worried about. I think that should be fine. Let's put these on here and then the slanty nose cones on top. This will be... Throw that away. Still don't have enough delta V for orbit, but I think the thrust will be fine. We'll find out very soon. And I'm going to get another pair of these. Exact duplicates of this. So, whoops. Select that. Like that. And then these 4 are all going to have to go on at the same time. And then we'll lose these guys and then these guys. And we're going to definitely be asparagus-sizing this. Getting some fuel lines. So the fuel lines need to go this way. Like that. Well, I think I'm doing this right. So let's fuel overlay. Oh, that's not what I want. Fuel overlay on this one. There we go. Yeah, so these will get drained first, then they drop. I still don't have anywhere near the delta V, but I got tons of thrust. A lot of thrust. So what that tells me, let's turn off that overlay, is I can make these ones bigger. How much bigger? I don't know.